Hey, good morning, everyone. This is Energy for the Week, starting tomorrow, Sunday, January 25th, through next Saturday, January 31st. I have a few things I want to say today. First is I had said, I think last week, that the 26th had continued to pop up for me. Since that time, I have started to feel 26 and 27. And while meditating about energy for the week this morning, in the energy, sitting in the energy throughout the week, it actually almost looked like a peak of energy on the 26th, and then just kind of like a slow ramp down that actually reached into the 28th. So somehow or another, there is big energy starting on Monday, and the height of that energy on Monday, but then trickles into Tuesday and Wednesday is how it showed up and felt. What did I receive? I also wanted to mention, I wanted to check my notes for exactly how I put it down. There were a couple things that came up for me just the last day or two, just kind of floating in intuitively speaking, that took me back to, I did a video a few weeks back, I think it was between Christmas and New Year's maybe, where I'm not sure, where I had at the very end of the video, it was kind of like here are a few hits that I've gotten about 2026. The very end of the video, I was running out of room, and I said something about that I personally have not gotten any information myself about like power outages. And when I had sat with it, I actually had gotten something to do, I believe, if I recall, something to do with heat. I'd have to go back and see because I don't recall anymore. The energy is gone when I'm not in it like that. But it occurred to me late this week, I'm wondering if the power outages that other people were seeing could have to do with this, potentially historic storm this weekend. For me, nothing has ever come up where first of all, we have more than one power grid in the US. We know that Texas is a mess. My friends in Texas, I hope you do okay and that you're prepared. But generally speaking, like, we're just not going to see like the whole US go down altogether all at once, because it's not all just one, right? And I'm wondering, because when I had gone into meditation to ask for it, because so many people were talking about seeing it, and actually I think they've been talking about it for like a couple years, so it never really sat with me. But I'm wondering if, because people had been seeing it, that it may actually be a large swath ending up with outages this weekend with the power, or with the big storm coming through. But when I was considering that, when that intuitively floated in, it also immediately reminded me of, I think it could even be the last thing that I said about food production. And the words that had happened at that time were screeching to a halt. And I don't know, because the intuitive like pathway that took, it made me wonder, is there something from this storm that gives trouble with power, for, of course, for some areas anyway, and then is there something related to having a difficult time with food production? And what was also odd is that I wasn't thinking any of this going into my meditation for the energy of the week, and I was brought back to it because the first thing that came in this meditation was like a stuck pig. I don't know if that's to be looked at literally, or if that phrase led me to pig factories, pig farms, something in the food production realm or not. I just wanted to put it all out there in the event that this ends up, kind of coming up here very soon. I also want to say, how do I want to word and be careful about this? Now I'm getting chills about to say it. I feel like a shift, a tipping point. I feel something is rather imminent. I just feel like something that would be kind of a big deal, kind of a big shift, um, is fairly imminent. Like, because the way that this week coming up feels, I wouldn't be surprised for something to show up this week. Whew, that's feeling kind of heavy saying it. But yeah, I'm just going to leave it at that. I'm not at the moment getting any sense of something like that bleeding further out. But of course, anybody who does this kind of work, or who actually like sits with the feelings of things, or intuition of things, um, you can, you get to a point where you kind of like feel how the energy is moving, and what it's my head's like wah wah wah. As you get closer to things, you can feel changes in the energy at times. So right now I'm feeling, this week feels important, so we'll just leave it at that. I think that's all I have at the moment. How's everybody doing? I do want to say, oh, the only other thing, if you want to stick around for like a little, fireside chit chat. I did see Erin Brown's video this morning with the Schumann report that she does. And I felt so justified because the few friends that I reached out to yesterday, um, I I was struggling yesterday. I process emotions quickly. Um, if you've ever seen that guy who does like the neural reset protocol videos or something like that, I always feel justified when I see his stuff too. He had said something about like people who cry easily, or people who show emotion, you process emotion at a faster rate. And I was like, that is me. I tend to cry way easier at like touching, moving, happy, those kinds of things versus like sad things. But man, I had a few teary moments yesterday. I reached out to my astrologer friend and said, I just went and looked to see like what's going on in the sky today, because I feel like everybody is coming out angry. I am like, my emotions tend to be kind of close to the surface, so they can kind of come out pretty easily in that respect. But I was like, and then I looked it up and I saw that Mars is conjunct Pluto. Could that be why everybody's like yelling at me in my emails and coming at us too? She was like, yep, that would do it. So yesterday was heightened emotion for me, purging for me. And honestly, this whole week, I felt like I just had a really hard time with like staying very focused and motivated to like stay on task. So I don't know if anybody else experienced similar things. It was a lot. Walter, quit scratching. Walter has to make his appearance. Yeah, so let me know how you're doing. This also is a little scattered. I actually regrounded and recentered multiple times this week, because I felt like I just could not like be in my body and focused and motivated a lot of the days. So yeah, let me know how you guys were doing this week. And apparently he's got dry skin from this cold weather. Stay safe, everybody. I hope that you have prepared appropriately for wherever you are and whatever you're expecting. We here in Central Ohio are in the like 8 to 12 inches. My parents in Pittsburgh are in the 10 to 14 inches. I'm just hoping that there's as little ice as fall. The other thing yesterday in meditation, something came in about some of Tennessee not getting as bad as they may be expecting. And I was feeling like in the Nashville area, I don't know why that happened. I think it was just because I had a conversation with somebody through work yesterday about Tennessee for a work item that was going on. So I hope that remains true. So yeah, I'll pop that in. Okay, everybody, let me know how you're doing. Are you prepared for the weekend? Did you fight everybody at the grocery store? And did you win? So we'll talk soon.